So our next speaker is Derek Sheffield. And when Derek isn't teaching English at Wenatchee Valley College, he can often be found in the forests and rivers around Leavenworth, Washington. He has published 2 collections of poetry, Not for Luck and Through the Second Skin, and co-edited the anthologies Dear America, Letters of Hope, Habitat, Defiance, and Democracy, and Cascadia Field Guide, Art, Ecology, Poetry. He is the poetry editor of Terrain.org, the oldest online journal in the world devoted to the art of place. Everyone, welcome Derek Sheffield.
Let's not start it yet. I just want everybody to repeat after me. Pikachu. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna miss Pecha Kucha. I thought it was Pecha Kucha. I'm gonna miss that. I loved hearing your prose poems. I would call them prose poems. Thank you for sharing them with us tonight. Okay, so hold on. Let me see something here. When Donald Trump and his administration proposed to drill for oil off Washington's coast, most of us here in the Evergreen state thought that was a terrible idea. In particular, Attorney General Bob Ferguson was motivated to act. He invited my daughter and me, along with another old friend of ours, Bear, and his daughter, to join him and his family, along with representatives from various environmental and tribal organizations, to do a protest hike from Rialto Beach north, about 20 miles to Ozette Lake. One of the many beautiful things about this event is that it took place exactly 60 years since Yakima native Justice William O. Douglas teamed up with Polly Dyer to lead a similar hike to protest the extension of Highway 101 through that wild landscape. Our gathering together to speak with our feet, to speak for the trees and all the other elder beings of those old-growth communities was a profound experience that found its way into a poem. The poem is called What Will Keep Us. It is dedicated to Katie and Kelsey on the Save Our Coast hike, and it has an epigraph from Peter Douglas that reads, "The coast is never saved. It's always being saved." Every pack-heavied step over sandhoppers and weed-slicked rocks, through driftwood scatters and the chill of tide waters, over wooded headlands as wildfires blaze north, south, east, every step says stay. "I know mermaids aren't real," Kelsey says, "but Daddy, look," holding a whip of bull kelp, whose light bulb face is a brown-green eye under ribbons of translucent hair. We trudge our miles, stepping over oscillating anemones in sunlit pools, to pause at hole-in-the-wall and let their tentacles tongue our dipped fingers. And what's this holographic sheen? Not the oil we would keep from this shore, and not plastic we see, just a rainbow's iridescence beaming from a plant. Over teeth of barnacled rocks poking from pools of sand crabs and sculpin, through foamy maroons, emeralds, violets, tangles of surf grass and lettuce cushioning our steps, we hike. Flies parting briefly for our ankles as we take in the gleaming curve of the otter's tail as she rises and dives into clear shallows, a pliable needle threading us and them, water, land, and rippled sky, where the numberless legs of sandpipers twiddle their skittery flocks, always just ahead. For even the reek slap of rot from a carcass too far gone for ravens or gulls, we hike. For our own place among the eaters and the eaten, pricking at us as we see how wide the jawbone, how long and curved the fangs. For the piping stutter of a crow-mobbed eagle landing on a shaggy bough. For the lightest touches of day mist on our skin and our headlamps in the night, lighting the tracks of slugs, silvering up every spruce trunk's loom. We hike for what will keep us if we keep it. On a bare stretch of sand ahead, a boulder splits into two bear cubs, whose dark heads swivel our way before they turn as one toward the woods and lope out of sight, to go on in the multitudinous dream we need to be beyond our reach. Out past the breaking lines of waves, we can just glimpse through binoculars where the rounded humps of humpbacks slope one way and gray whales the other. 60-some otters floating on their backs have knit themselves into a living net. Weft, warp, leg, paw. Kelp blades fixed by holdfasts to the deepest rocks. What is it they catch in their drift of sleep amid mists and rolling webs of stars? Far enough where, if we fail, the drills will rise. And what now, as they ride day's swells in and out of sight in the rhythm of our own breathing? Our hike ends at the beginning of what the map calls Wedding Rocks, where people of the macaw long ago carved the round faces of sun and moon among fishers and fish, a whale and orca. What feelings spilled through them as they knelt in these same unceasing sounds of waves, chip after chip falling away. We trace the grooves with our fingers, 5 centuries of wind laced with the wet snorts and hunger cries of passing animals. Kelsey kneels over some new swirl of shell and exclaims. Katie says not a word, drawing with her stick, something in the sand we can't yet see.